All the links to the original posts are given in the description. So now let's head straight to the video. I'm scared of having children with my giant 67 boyfriend because I'm worried about giving birth to a toddler. I'm 55, he's 67. I weigh 120 pounds, he is twice my weight. He was 14 pounds at birth. I was 6 pounds. His sister is also tall and gave birth recently to a baby that was 13 pounds. Their family is all tall and big-boned, quite stocky. Is this a real worry or am I being irrational? We've been together for 5 years and both of us don't know if we want children. Ideally, it would be in a few more years before we start trying. I'm just worried I will literally die during birth or my parts will rip all the way down to my asshole and beyond. Does anyone have any success stories about this? It's genuinely freaking me out. Edit, thanks for everyone's helpful advice. I'll talk to my doctor. I didn't even know gestational diabetes was a thing and how it affects the baby. I guess I also had a huge fear of C-sections and how it will impact my body with scarring and loose skin from pregnancy in general. Unfortunately, that is something that I consider and part of why I'm a fence-sitter. The other part is that we're not financially ready for any children at the moment, and we'll wait until we have some more savings, can rent something larger than a one-bedroom, etc. Thanks again. Story 2. How do I tell my friend that he needs to stop seeing me as his future wife? TLDR, my best friend constantly talks about his future as if I'll be his stay-at-home wife, while also going on date and knowing that I'm a lesbian. I don't know how to confront him about it. I have been best friends with this guy, who we'll call Ben, since we were both in elementary school. Our parents are close and always fostered this friendship between us, and when we got older, encouraged a relationship. We dated for a year in our early teens before breaking up and deciding to stay friends, as I realized I'm a lesbian. The problem is that ever since then, when he talks about his future, he always puts me in the role of his stay-at-home wife. For a while I thought it was cute that he wanted me in his life so much, since I thought that it was just a best friends dreaming about living together thing. But lately I've begun to become uncomfortable with it, as it's clear he's genuinely serious about this. It all came to a head yesterday, when he called me after getting back from a Tinder date. When I asked him how it went, he began to rant to me about how horrible the girl was and how they weren't compatible at all. During his ranting, he mentioned that she asked him what his plans for his future looked like and then couldn't handle his response. His response to her. It was him talking about how he would have me move in with him. He would work full-time and I would stay at home and take care of the house, and we would have a dog, a cat, and raise at least 2 children together. She obviously didn't take her date talking about what was essentially a married life with another woman well, and left the date immediately, leaving him with the bill. I didn't say anything at the time, but it really put me off. Ben knows I don't want kids, nor do I want to be a stay-at-home wife. He also knows that I don't have feelings for him and can't have feelings for any man at all. The fact that he's so genuinely serious about this weird fantasy is really uncomfortable for me. So how do I confront him about this without causing issues between our families and in our friendship? Outside of this one issue, he's really a great friend and I don't want to lose him. Any advice would be appreciated. Thanks. Story 3. My husband has been angry and verbally abusive to me since being diagnosed with hemochromatosis. Some background: both my husband and I have both been married before. When I met him, he had been separated from his wife, living on his own for 18 months. He had messaged me for a month asking me to go out with him. I gave and met him for dinner, and we hit it off. Upon learning about me, his ex-wife began stalking me online, as did his teenage daughter. When he called them out on it, his wife forbid his daughter from seeing him or talking to him. She did, however, send him emails outlining all the things he did wrong their entire marriage. He drank a lot when they were married and apparently acted out in ways he shouldn't have, and his ex did as well. He portrayed it as parental alienation, and I think that is part of it. She kept stalling on the divorce just to be difficult, but it finally went through 6 months after we started dating. My background: I am a breast cancer survivor, have had other medical issues, which is why I was hesitant to date him. I've had multiple surgeries, reconstruction surgeries, etc. I am cancer-free. I told him all of this and he told me he didn't care, he wanted to be with me. I had a reconstruction 6 months in and he was great. Took care of me. My teenage boys loved him. He was funny, etc. We decided to move in together after a year. I make considerably more money than him and pay most of the bills, more than I think I should have to pay. I have considerable debt from a failed business my ex-husband left me holding the bag on. He is aware, but with the money I make, it's not an issue for me. I still do very well. We lived together for 4 years and got married in October of 2022. Since then, he started thinking that we should have gender normative roles, as in he mows the grass and takes out the garbage. He expects me to do everything else. He does help occasionally, but acts like he is so put out by handling what he thinks are things I should be doing. I have had 2 more surgeries since we've been together and he was horrible, telling me to suck it up. Just get up and start cleaning and you'll heal faster, etc. He has several medical issues in addition to the hemochromatosis. And any time he even gets a steroid shot, he lay on the couch expecting me to wait on him hand and foot. I have a major surgery and need to suck it up. I am doing better, but I am still not 100. Have a high-stress job, work more than 40 hours a week. I then cook, clean up, etc. I have asked him to start cleaning up after dinner since I do all the cooking, buy all the groceries, etc. He does clean up a few times a week, but refuses to do it most of the time. When I ask him to, he says, how about you mow the lawn? I say, how about you vacuum, dust, mop, take care of the dog, etc. 6 months ago, he was diagnosed with hemochromatosis. He had to stop drinking, stop eating red meat, etc. He has become very angry, has been smoking a lot of weed. I have researched how to manage it, have given him slack for his anger, etc. Buy food he can eat and modified my diet as well, to the point where I became iron deficient and started having my own issues, sleeping, RLS, etc. He is so angry that he can't drink, can't have steak. His outbursts are becoming a daily occurrence. I have had a cold. I can't get rid of it and was very sick yesterday. He started berating me the minute I woke up, telling me to move furniture and clean the carpet in one of the bedrooms, told me once again if I get up and start cleaning I'll feel better. I asked him to please stop, I was still not feeling well. My son stopped by to pick up some packages and he started in on me in front of my son, called me lazy, etc. Picked up the dog and started screaming at me. You're going to give her a bath right now, she stinks. Grabbed her and told me to get in the bathroom right now and give her a bath. She just had one this week and had just farted for FS sake. I used a baby wipe and she was fine. My son was appalled. Oh, but it gets worse. He was relentless with berating me, but I'm just being sensitive that he was just joking. Demanded I make him dinner, clean up the pile of dishes he left in the sink. As I was walking to the kitchen, he shoved 3 water bottles at me very aggressively. I put them back where I was sitting because they still had water in them and continued walking to the kitchen. He threw one of the water bottles at me and just missed my head right in front of my son. My son was mortified and came into the kitchen to console me, help cook dinner, and clean up. My husband is 63, 250. Played football, so my son was scared. My husband continued berating me and making disparaging remarks about me, so I grabbed the water bottle and threw it back at him. It landed half on the sofa, half on his leg. I had snapped. He was relentless all day. My son said, Mom, there is something wrong with him. Please be careful. He had to go back home to his GF, etc. After dinner, he had to work early. I told my husband his behavior is unacceptable. Acknowledged I should not have fought fire with fire. But he would not apologize, focused on my reaction to his verbal abuse, etc. He works nights, so when he came home I once again said, you need to apologize to me for how you treated me yesterday. He refused, said I deserved it because I am sick all the time. BTW, I am not sick all the time. I just have had a cold for 6 days. I should have sex with him even when I'm sick, etc. That doesn't apply when he is sick. That I should buy us a house with land, buy him guns, etc. All this stuff came out as to why he was warranted in verbally abusing me non-stop for 7 hours, throwing a water bottle, etc. I asked him to get into counseling and he said no, that he is leaving and wants a divorce. I said that is where we are heading if you don't deal with your anger and emotions. This is already too long, but there have been other episodes the past few months. Do I keep fighting for us to go to counseling, or do I cut my losses once again?
If you like the story, hit the like and don't forget to subscribe the channel, and thanks for watching.